we've seen that change in attitudes across the sector, which we wonder, is this a result of there being more cyber attacks, or is this a really good thing that people are noticing and caring about it a lot more? And I think it's really great that we're starting to see a lot more charities that are thinking about it. I'm certainly noticing in the NCSC that I'm getting a lot more questions coming in from charities. I'm getting a lot more traction as well, and so I think it's I think it's a really good thing that we're seeing a lot more charities that are thinking about cybersecurity. Obviously, on the other side of the coin, we don't want to be a victim of cyber attack. So hopefully, as this awareness develops, we'll start to see some action happening in the charities, and I think that is when that's going to be that positive turn. And it will be much more difficult for cyber criminals to actually target charities if they are looking at what they're doing and trying to make it as difficult as possible for cyber criminals to get into their systems and affect them. Yeah, I think that overall, not just in the charity sector, we're seeing that we're hearing a lot more about cyber attacks, and I think part of that is a result of these victims. I don't really like the word victims, but these organisations that have been affected by a cyber attack actually putting their hand up and sharing their messages and sharing what's happened. I think that this is a really key driver in increasing awareness and inciting action. And I think that's the more, if you have found that you're a victim of a cyber attack, to share, whether that's just within the network of charities that you're with, or whether that's more widely by just coming and reaching out to you guys at Charity Digital and offering to talk about it to other charities. I think it's that side of it, that people are feeling more comfortable to talk about the experiences that they've had. And also, what I want to say about that as well is that the organisations that do stand up and speak out, and I think we have Jerry here who's introduced himself, and he's been talking with us to the Charity Fraud Awareness Week about his experiences as well. You only get a positive response. You'll find that your donors, your beneficiaries, they'll really appreciate your honesty. And also, if you're sharing your actions, you're proving that you're being proactive, you're making a change based on your experiences. That can only be a really good thing. Something that we feel very strongly about in the NCSC is the importance of leadership, not only being aware of cybersecurity, but feeling empowered that they can ask the right questions about cybersecurity. I think traditionally we look at it as being an IT solution, like an IT problem. But then any victim of a cyber attack will probably testify that it isn't just an IT department's problem. So, for example, if you're a victim of a ransomware attack, they would go in and they would encrypt as much as they could find. It could be sensitive data. They might even take some sensitive data as well. They might delete your backups. They will make sure that you're disrupted as much as possible. So your board will really, really care about it if that did happen to them. And they are in a position where they have a really good overall understanding of your charity.
We just tagging on to the end of all of this, we've got a couple of questions on the leadership. Can I go ahead with that? Yeah, we've got David who's saying, what should we expect from our boards in terms of leading organisational cyber resilience, both in and out of the boardroom?
That's interesting. So what you should be expecting, you should expect that they have an understanding of what the impact might be if there is an incident. But more importantly, they need to be on the ball and knowing what are we doing to improve our resilience as well. So you've got that. How do we prepare? How do we make ourselves more resilient? What would we do in the case of a cyber attack? And we've got to make sure also it's not a fire and forget. Once we've got this plan in place, that's it. They don't care anymore. You need to have your board constantly asking the question: is there anything else that we need to be thinking about? Have we been checking to make sure that, for example, do we have some tools that we have available through the NCSC, like early warning, web check and mail check? Have we got our details correct still in there? Is our software up to date? They need to be asking questions regularly to make sure that the plan reflects the organisation currently and also reflects the latest guidance that's available out there as well.
So moving on to having a look at what's available to the charity sector. As one of the biggest statistics to come out of the entire survey was that 40% of people said that the cost of implementing security software was the biggest barrier, followed by the understanding of the benefits that it can actually bring you. Now, at Charity Digital, many of you will probably know that we have the Charity Digital Exchange program, which offers donated and discount licenses from a number of security software vendors. We have partnerships with Norton, Bitdefender, and Avast Business. The Norton and Bitdefender products are basic antivirus and will protect your endpoint with antivirus perfectly fine. We do have some more advanced solutions available through our partnership with Avast, things like patch management, and I'm going to ask Becca to give you a little bit more information, if she can, about the importance of patching within cybersecurity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting that the barrier quite often is cost, because there are quite a lot of things that you can do without actually costing you any money at all. So when we're finding that quite a high number of, for example, ransomware attacks have occurred because cyber criminals use what we call vulnerabilities in systems. So that's when they found a way in using some software. So it could be either through any kind of device that you have that logs into the internet. It could be your VPN, it could be your laptop, it could be your phone, it could be a smart can't get my words out, but anyway, the reason why your phone and your laptop, etc., you get these regular updates from your provider is because they have identified a vulnerability. And quite often it's not just about performance changes that they have included in their patches. It's also patching up those vulnerabilities. So it's really important to make sure that you're making that all your devices are patched and kept up to date.